Hey guys, I'm almost afraid to say it this way, but I got to start it this way. If you're listening to this podcast today, you are listening to over 50 years experience combined in the realtor lending world right now. Kathy Martin, how are you, lady?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing super fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me today. It means a lot to me. It really does.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's an honor, really. I'm excited about the opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, I always started like this. I mean, of course, you've been in it 31 plus years. I've been in it 25 plus years, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But first, who is Kathy May Martin? Tell us who are you?
I'm somebody that loves what I do. I'm lucky to be in a place in life that I enjoy getting up to go to work. Look, it's something different every day. If you're in real estate, you know that it's challenges, opportunities. So I'm somebody that loves people. I love to mentor. I learn something new every day. And that's part of this business that I love. It's something different and something new every day. And I
That's
meet people from all walks of life.
absolutely, and that's the key. That's what it's the same. The loan business is the same. Okay, except it changes every day. It's there not every two. There's not a every file is different, every person is different, every needs are different, and
Mhm.
it's a if we truly didn't love what we did, there's no way we stay
Oh,
in this business. There's no
absolutely.
way.
No,
uh,
too hard.
we get to work with people in their biggest purchase of their lifetimes, and
Mhm.
it's so personal because it's their homes. How did you get into the business? Do you
Well,
remember?
yes. Oh, yeah. It takes me back a while, but I moved to Kingston from the Gatlinburg area, and I had been in the hospitality business, helping run hotels up there in Gatlinburg. So my husband was working in Oak Ridge, and he was driving about an hour each way, and so we decided to pick up. I was an expectant mother at the time, and so real estate was always something that I thought would be exciting. So I went and got my real estate license in the transition and moved to Kingston. The rest is
The
history.
rest
I
is
feel
history.
like I'm here because this is where I'm supposed to be. Quite honestly, I had never really heard of Kingston, but both of my girls have been raised here. They're 30 and 31, and it's home. It's home. I love it. It's where I really feel like I'm supposed to be, and that's another great place in life to be.
Absolutely. Doesn't it feel good to be there?
Yeah,
It really does. I tell folks, of course, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, and
mhm.
we moved to Chattanooga 32 years ago.
Wow.
And my boys were like 8 and 9 at that time, 9 or 10 at that time, and our daughter was like 4. And this is home. We in '98 we decided to stay here and put down roots. And between Sherry and I, there's 17 of us now. Just
Wow.
from yeah, I mean it's crazy. So I gotta ask this question, and we've talked before, several times before. What has that we've seen so many ups and downs in this business. Okay, in
Mhm.
the 25 years with me, the 31 years with you, we've seen different markets. We've seen crazy markets like what we've just been through the last 30 months, and then we see the 2 years before that. But we also go back to '07, '08, and then even in the early 2000s when the refi boom was going crazy.
Yeah.
What's been your secret? How has somebody 31 years still making it and still doing very well? What's your secret sauce?
The secret sauce is flexibility and always being willing to change. And I mentor my agents with that attitude. I've sat in the broker's seat here for about 28 of those 31 years. And I stopped saying 31 years ago, a couple of years ago, because after you start saying so long, people go, "Wow,
Right.
you're really old." So I say over 30 years. So it's your ability to forecast change and implement those changes at the right time and always be flexible because the market we're in today, we probably won't be there 3 months from now. That changed there. The market didn't used to change as often, and you've probably seen this, Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
as it has in the last 5 years. I
Oh
mean,
my
it has
gosh.
been a roller coaster.
Yes, it has.
And so as long as you don't get down with the scoops in that roller coaster and you just kind of, enjoy the ride and be ready for that next curve, I think that's what it takes to survive in this business. And I've promised every one of my agents, when I'm not willing to change and look for better ways constantly to better serve our clients, uh, be a better agent, then I'll step down, but I'll make sure that we've got somebody in that position that has that same mindset and attitude, because
That's right.
that's how we've survived 50 plus years at Cobalt
That's
Purchase.
exactly right. And there's there's a term that comes to mind when you're talking like this. There's a difference between 30 plus years of real experience
Mhm.
and change. Okay. Or you can have 1 year experience, 30 years in a row. And
Yeah.
there's a big, big difference. And you're a prime example of, because if we're not willing to change, if we're not willing to self reflect and to figure out, the worst news has to be given first.
Mhm.
Okay. And it has to be given quick. So it's just, it's a different mindset. And I appreciate your mindset.
Mhm.
Now, I don't ask this question every time, but and this is going to be a hard question for you. It may not be hard. I truly believe that God has me in the right place at the right time. Okay. I truly believe that what I do is a calling. And it wasn't that way, Kathy, the first 6 or 7 years. And there was a turning point with me about 17 years ago that said, this is exactly where you need to be, and this is exactly my calling and exactly where God has me. Can you think back to a time where you said, this is why I'm doing it? Has there been a defining moment where you said, this is exactly why I'm supposed to be doing this?
Yeah, I like you, Kevin. I mean, I left my career, left, my family, most of them are from Sevierville. So I picked up, left. I moved to Kingston, Tennessee, where I didn't know how to get there. Number one, we didn't have GPS. I had to ask how to get to the office that I was interviewing with. And quite honestly, the first lady that interviewed me, she said, "You're an expectant mother. You're not from around here. And we're not really looking for somebody part-time." And I said, "Oh, I'm not going to be part-time. I'm if it takes 9 days a week, that's who I am. That's
That's
just
right.
who I am." But she sent me to, she said, "Jim Henry, that's the other office down the road." She said, "Go talk to Jim Henry." And I was like, I call her my angel today. I'm like, "You're how I found Jim Henry." And that's where I was supposed to be. And to make a long story short, I love this lady. She actually closed down her office and came to work with me for a while. Her daughter-in-law came. All of her sons, she's got 3 sons, have worked with me and still work with me to this day. So she's been a wonderful, but I do call her my angel because she's how I found my way to where I'm supposed to be. So the first 5 years, I missed home, quite honestly, but I worked so hard. It's a business where I tell my agents, it's like the stock market, it's an investment. And it took me about 3 years, because nobody knew me, to really say, "Hey, this is going to pay off." And so it just evolved. And the more I was here, the more I said, this is absolutely where my parents' prayers were answered. I have found my place. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm going to love this community. And it's been wonderful to me. And I'm going to give back. And I think we're only as good in our business as the communities we work and serve in. And we love our communities, and we do give back very gracefully to our communities, because this is where we live and survive.
Yeah, I've always said if we're going to be an asset to our community, and we're going to say that, we've got to live it, because we live here, we shop here, we've raised kids here, we go to church here, we had schools here, and whether I do someone's loan or not, I still want to be an asset. I want to be an asset to my realtor partners, even though I'm not on their deal at that time.
Yes.
Okay. Because if we don't, you said a couple of key things there, because our business is about serving people, period. Okay. And if we lose sight of that, we might as well hang it up. Okay. Something else that you said that I did not know, okay, and I love learning stuff I didn't know, is you've been with Coldwell Banker Jim Henry 30 plus years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we started out at Century 21, and we had moved offices. And so in order to move to closer to the interstate, and remember the lady that I first interviewed with was the Century 21. At the same time, we were 50 feet off from door to door. And so at that time, I had a personal friend that worked at Coldwell Banker in Morristown, Tennessee.
Right.
I said, well, why don't we investigate the Coldwell Banker franchise? So the rest is history. We've been Coldwell Banker since, and it was a great move for us. And to this day, I still think we're with the right franchise and we're going places.
There's one word that comes to mind, and that's loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
That's loyalty. I love it. I mean, I truly love it. Mm-hmm. Well, lady, let's do this. What is the best way for somebody to find you and your team?
I'm all over the big world of the internet. Locally, surrounding areas, I think word of mouth speaks for itself, and that's where the majority of my business comes from. I'm a big listing agent, but most of my buyers, our buyers, Kevin, are the few that are locally, but a lot of our buyers are coming from California, Colorado, Arizona, up north, Florida, and we'll get more with these hurricanes.
That's right.
But they find me on the internet, and I have a huge internet presence. I really diversify my advertisement, but my favorite is when I get that call and it says, hey, Joe and Mary said you did a great job and we need your help. So
isn't that fantastic?
That's the best call I get, and I'm always so thankful for that.
I've been in it long enough now where I'm doing loans for kids that I did loans for their parents. And I love that. Yeah. I really do. And Kathy, I'm not finished. I'm not near finished. As long as I can think and talk and I can still do the math, I'm going to keep going. My second son, Josh, went to work with us 3 years ago. And I'm telling you, I have a lot of energy anyway, but it re-energized me as far as the real passion for this business. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. You've been listening to Mortgage Sense, a common sense approach to mortgages with Kevin Blair. Our website is kevinblairteam.com. Our office number is 423-488-7571. If you like this kind of information, hit like, hit subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And guys, if you want to move, if you're looking at different areas of Tennessee, the Kingston area, I want to say this right. What areas do you service?
Well, I'm in 5 MLSs, Kevin. That's another way people find me. I'm in the Chattanooga MLS. I'm in the Sevier County MLS. I'm in the Knoxville MLS. I'm in the Cookeville MLS. I'm in River County's MLS. So if they're looking in the East Tennessee area, and I've got a wonderful support team here, we can help you with your real estate needs. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Miss Kathy, thank you so much. It was a pleasure. It was an honor. I can't wait to see you again. And let's go help some families.
Let's do it.
Bye-bye.